Welcome to Tarot and the Stars. Today we're going to talk about Gemini season because tomorrow, Wednesday the 20th, we're moving into Gemini Sun. So as you know, for the past month, wow, there's all sorts of weird colors happening on my screen right now. So as you know, for the past month, we have been in Taurus season. And Taurus is the second astrological sign in the zodiac wheel. Aries is the first. Aries rules the head. Taurus rules the neck and the throat. Gemini rules the hands, the arms and the shoulder, and really also the heart, though Leo also rules the heart. But it's about the things that connect from your hands, your heart out into your hands. And in the chakra system, the hands are extensions of the heart chakra. So there's actually chakras in the palms of your hands and all through your hands and all through your fingertips that relate to your heart. So if you think about all the things that you touch throughout your day, all the things that you do with your hands, maybe you wave them in the air while you talk and they help you express yourself, or maybe you type with your hands or write with your hands. What do you do with your hands? You hold your phone with your hands, you hold the steering wheel with your hands. You can eat with your hands, you pick things up with your hands, you touch your love or your pets with your hands. These hands are divine tools of expressing our heart out. And what's coming through right now is, they can also be used in the opposite way. When I was a younger version of myself, I got angry a lot and I would use my hands for violence. I would pick up a remote control and throw it at my brother's head. One time I punched a hole in the wall. So your hands, they are extensions of your heart and how your heart is doing. And I was kind of in a lot of pain. So it's like, what are you doing with your hands? What are you doing with your hands? And are these actions serving you? Are they leading from your heart, or are they harming you? Are you using your hands for things like addiction? And there's no judgment here at all. This is a very safe and loving space. I have gone through my own addiction, my own eating disorders, and it just makes you think, what am I doing with my hands? Am I conscious of my hands? And how can I bring a little bit more love into all the things that I touch and all the things that I express through these beautiful heart chakras? So Gemini is such an interesting sign. Its symbol is these two lines, like when you see Roman numeral number 2, that's what Gemini looks like, with a top and a bottom. And the idea for astrologists is that Gemini is actually the channel. It's like a doorway, or the number 11 with a top and a bottom, a doorway from the spirit world into the human body, because Gemini really rules your mind, communication, writing, reading, internet, travel, local travel, also brothers and sisters, your local community. So if you live in a place where you're very intertwined with the people in your community, you've got some Gemini energy going on in there. This is kind of our local Gemini community through the virtual web, through the computer, which is super Gemini. Gemini is ruled by the planet of Mercury, which has to do with communication. And Mercury is not in retrograde, but you may have heard Mercury is in retrograde, and that's when the computers break down and you lose emails and there's all sorts of communication mishaps. So Gemini is through and through all about communication. And it's actually one of the most spiritual signs that there are, if it is used properly. If it is not used to communicate with aggressiveness or anger, or to be resentful, or to talk behind anyone's back, or to use your words to cut or harm anybody, when you're using Gemini from your heart, it is a divine channel. And Geminis who are connected to their heart and connected to a beautiful value system that is represented not by fear, but by love, they really have the ability to be powerful, incredible change makers, because they're the ones who know how to use their words. I believe that Obama, maybe not, I'm making this up, but I feel like Obama was a Gemini. I'm not sure, but Gemini is an air sign. I feel like he's an air sign, but I'm not sure. So don't hold me on that. Maybe you can tell me later. But Gemini is air, so it's changeable, it's adaptable, it's mutable. And I just want to really kind of hone in on, it's the way that we use our words, and our words are spells. Your hands and your words are literally creating your reality all of the time. It's not an emotional sign. It's all what's happening in your mind, in your physiology. So we really want to pay attention to how we use our words during this season, and how you share and communicate information. This is a very, very informational kind of month here. So I'm really excited. Marilyn Monroe was a Gemini, John F. Kennedy, Gemini, Paul McCartney, Gemini, Frank Lloyd Wright, Gemini, Gene Wilder, the guy who did Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Gemini, Walt Whitman, you know who Walt Whitman is, Kanye West, I know I told you that before, Donald Trump is a Gemini. Geminis have this ability to hold the attention of audience. And I know Donald Trump, I know he's not like the most eloquent speaker out there. I think we all can probably agree one of his strengths is not being eloquent and verbose. But he knows how to capture an audience with his words. And he really emphasizes everything is big. We're really gonna make it. We're not sure when, but it's big and it's great. And and he actually, you and I might, that doesn't work for us, but it works for many, many people. So it's really being able to use your words for impact. Prince, a Gemini, love Prince. And let's see, I'll do one more that stands out to me. Bob Dylan. So these are people who are really using the gift of gab. I love to say that, the gift of gab, to kind of express themselves. All right, so moving into the tarot reading, you might ask yourself, how am I expressing myself? We have a new moon on Friday, so you really want to pay attention to the words that are coming through, and you have to be your own biggest cheerleader for yourself. And you kind of have to also be your like your own inner coach. Saturn is in retrograde, and Saturn is kind of how we bring discipline into our lives, and how we make sure that we're using some structure and some stability to have really meaningful and beautiful experiences. So I would say, if I was going to use Saturn retrograde during Gemini season, if there was ever a time where I spoke poorly to myself or negatively to myself, like, oh, you're so stupid, you're not good enough, you didn't do that right, you're always going to fail, anything that comes through like that, I would be conscious of it. I would grab it and throw it out the window, because this is really a beautiful manifesting season. It's a really powerful manifesting season, because we do have, if we choose to use it properly, the magic of the Gemini channel. So I think I'm going to ask the cards, how can we use this Gemini season that we're coming into and this new moon? How can we use it to create the lives that we so dearly crave. So how can we use this Gemini season for good and to help us create the lives that we crave? And now you're going to pick a number from 1 to 3. From 1 to 3. I think I'm going to do like this. 1, 2, or 3. 1, 2, 3. 1 to 3. Okay, got it. 1 to 3. Got it. Show me yes. Yeah. Okay. Wow. All right. I forgot to pick a number. Bummer. It's not for me, I guess. All right. So wands. You have the King of Wands. The King of Wands. So this is your passion. So you've got to know, you've got to lean into what makes you feel excited, alive. What are you truly, actually passionate about? And be honest about it. What does your heart actually want? And are you settling in any way? Is there anything that doesn't let you up, doesn't light you up, doesn't excite you, doesn't make you feel like you're in your power? Wands are about your passion. Wands are about your freedom and individuality, your excitement for life, that joie de vivre, the zest that like gets you out of bed and you're like, yes, I can't wait to do this thing. I know it's hard during quarantine and now we're reopening and it's confusing times, but you still deserve to have infinite amounts of passion and excitement and joy flowing through your day. That's a word. We all are worthy of that. We all deserve to enjoy our lives. So you are learning about how to use your masculine energy to enjoy your life in this next phase. And masculine energy means doing, the acting, not the pulling in and the receiving. You've been doing that. You've been doing a great job of that. But now you get to take action. So I would say write down 3 things that make you happy. 3 things that make you happy, maybe like ice cream, the beach, and puppies. And then take action on getting those things. Like take action on eating ice cream, take action on going to the beach, take action on finding a puppy to cuddle if that's your thing. So this is an action card calling in. It's like, get up off the couch and make this day the best day ever. Okay, card number 2, 8 of Cups. So this is about your emotions. Wands is your passion. Cups are your emotional world, your emotional realm, your intuition. And you are walking away from something that no longer serves you. Number 2, you're walking away, you're moving forward, your heart is pulling you in a new direction, and there's something in the past that's emotionally kind of dragging you down, and you know it's not really serving you. It maybe was serving you before and it was comfortable for you, or it's comfy and safe and easy, but you're realizing now, you know, this is actually not filling me. It's not filling my cup. I don't feel overflowed with energy. I don't feel like the energetic emotional balance is right for me right now. I need to take my own heart in my own hands, my own emotional well-being, my own autonomy. I have to really make sure that I am doing what makes me feel healthy and emotionally balanced and well. So when a water card comes up, there's going to be, it can be a little sadness. Like it's like, I love this thing, but I know that it's not right for me. And maybe you're grieving through the release of this thing. Maybe you know that it's time to leave a situation you're in. And this is one of the most empowering places to be and hardest places to be, because it's so scary to step away from what we know and to go into the unknown. But this is the card for you. You're stepping away from what you know and you're going into the unknown, and you're doing it in a beautiful way. But you have to make sure not to go backwards. Don't get pulled backwards. Keep going forwards, because your ego, the brain, is sometimes a tricker, and it starts to create fear of the unknown. But you're being called to move forward, and you know it in your heart, and you know it in your gut and your intuition. So follow your gut, trust your gut. Six of Cups, number 3. Six of Cups. Six of Cups. This is about a reunion or a bonding. And the first thing that comes up for me is actually a reconnecting with a part of yourself that has been abandoned. So if there's something that you have wanted to do in your life, but you have set it off to the side, or there's something that you want to experience and you said, it's not for me, I'm not ready to go there. Maybe it's healing with your inner child, doing inner child work. Now is the time where you're going to be rebonded and reconnected with another part of your wholeness, right? Because if you think about every year, think about when you were 5 years old. Are you the exact same as when you were 5? You probably have parts of yourself that are like, I definitely have, my 5-year-old is in here, and she is like, she loves life. She loves to dance. She loves to put on a leotard and a tutu. And there were times in my life where I blocked my 5-year-old out, and I was like, no, we're not dancing. We're not putting on a tutu. And then she'd have a temper tantrum. And when I wasn't aware of the many parts of me, think about when you were 13. I have a 13-year-old within me too. 14, 15, all these parts of ourselves where we changed a little bit or had different experiences kind of get bonded back together and have the opportunity for us to become more whole. So if there are any parts of yourself that you judge, like maybe you have a behavior that you judge, like sometimes I'm very needy, and then there's this part of me that says, hey, what's wrong with you? Don't be needy, be independent. And, and that part of me kind of takes over, and it splits my wholeness. So if I can just notice all the parts of myself, and in this card, you notice all the parts of yourself, bring compassion to them and accept them and bring love to them and know that they're an integral part of who you are, no matter how much your ego or part of yourself wants to judge another part of yourself. This is about coming back into balance. You're coming into wholeness. It's also about reconnecting with a person. And it can be an old friend. It can be a new friend. But it's about finding a very special moment in time where you're in this like circle of connection, you're in this little bubble of love, and nothing outside of this little bubble of love can get into your bubble of love, and it's just a sweet moment in time. So card 3, people, you're in just coming in as a sweet moment in time where you get to really embrace the moment. Now the cards also tell a story from 1 to 3 that's a collective story, and the collective story for us is find out what makes you happy and do it. Find out what gets you excited and do it. Do it. Don't sit on it. Do it. Don't just think about it. Take action on it. That means that you might have to leave something behind. 8 of Cups. You're going to take action on something. When you bring something new in, usually you have to let something old out. It's like when you, if I fill a glass of water all the way up, I can't fill any more water up until I drink some or pour it out. So you have to release, like Marie Kondo, clean out your closet so that the things that spark joy can stay, or you can get new things. And then through this, something new is coming in that we don't even know what it is yet, but it's going to help us feel more whole and more connected to ourselves if we take these steps. Find what makes you happy and lights you up, do it. Leave behind the thing that's emotionally dragging you down, and something new and beautiful is coming in. Trust it, and enjoy it. All right, so the final card I just pulled for all of us, the final collective card, is the World, which means that we are closing out an old cycle. We are somewhere in our lives we have never been before. We are entering this very new cycle. It's an empowered cycle because we have closed a learning chapter. So it's a beautiful space for us all to be. Look at her, feminine, divine, gorgeous, sitting on top of the world with all this blue and purple energy. It's very third eye, so there's like psychic energy in here too. The greens in here, the earth, the heart, the root. It's beautiful. So trust, and all is well, and I love you. Have a beautiful week. Please let me know how this landed with you, or any questions that you have. And it would be super helpful for you if you want to learn more about your personal chart, to reach out to me, maybe get a reading. You guys will get $10 off a birth chart reading. So, or a birth chart and tarot fusion. So if you want to know like more about yourself and more about your own chart, and what part of you maybe don't know about yet and want to understand more, it's a great way to look in. So, mwah, I love you. I will see you very, very, very soon.